Hi, so in this video we're going to be working with the quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation. For example, as you know, this is a quadratic equation in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. Right? I can use other methods to prove that for every time that I have a quadratic equation, if I use the quadratic formula, that is the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Using this formula, I'm going to always find the solution of x. This is going to give me the solution of if the solution is real, if it's imaginary, if it's rational, irrational, every single solution, I'm going to have it with this one, right? So this part inside of the square root is called the discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant, right? With that discriminant, I can determine what type of roots I'm going to have, what type of solutions it's going to have. So if that discriminant is positive, so that means that it's greater than 0, I'm going to have two real solutions. If the discriminant b for ac is equal to 0, I'm going to have one double solution. So just only have one solution. And if b minus 4ac is less than 0, so that means that it's negative, I'm going to have two imaginary solutions. Okay. So let's see this one. Find the discriminant of each equation, then state the number and type of solution. So first of all, I'm going to identify a equals 6, b equals negative 8, and c equals 5. It's important that everything, that always I have to have a 0 on one side. So if I don't have a 0 there, I have to swap that to the other side. So I'm just using the discriminant. So b squared, so negative 8 squared minus 4 times 6 times 5. So 8 squared equals 64 minus 120. So that means that this equals to negative 56. So that means that this is going to have two imaginary solutions. Okay, so the next one, again, I'm going to first identify A. So A is negative 6, B is 5, C is 6. So 5 squared minus 4 times 6 times 6. So this is 25 plus, this is negative 6, right? So plus 144. So this is 169. And 169 is positive, so that means that I'm going to have two real solutions. Okay, so the next one, again, my first step here, as you can see, I don't have a 0 on the right side. So my first step here is going to add 6 on both sides. So 3n squared minus 6n plus 3 equals 0, right? I can simplify everything by 3 also right here. So I have n squared minus 2n plus 1 equals 0. So I'm divided everything by 3 because 3 is the common factor up here. So now a is 1, b is negative 2, c is 1. So negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So that means that I'm going to have one double solution. And now I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Again, my quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to divide. So a is 2, b is 11, c is 12. So x equals the opposite of b, so negative 11, plus or minus the square root of 11 squared minus 4 times 2 times 12 divided by 2 times 2. So negative 11 plus or minus 121 minus 96 divided by 4. So negative 11 plus or minus 25 divided by 4 equals to negative 11 plus or minus 5 divided by 4. Now, because this one up here has a perfect square root, I'm going to split this into two solutions. So x equals negative 11 plus 5 divided by 4, or x equals negative 11 plus minus 5 minus 5 divided by 4. So x equals negative 6 divided by 4, and I can simplify that to negative 3/2. And this one equals negative 16 divided by 4. So x equals negative 4. And those are my two solutions of this equation. Okay, so the next one, first of all, as you can see, I don't have a 0 on any side, so I'm going to move everything to the right side. So plus 1 minus 7r, plus 1 minus 7r. So 8r squared minus 7r plus 1. It's important to write it in standard form. Now here, a equals 8, b equals negative 7, and c equals 1. So x or r equals, in this case, I'm using r because that's a variable of the equation. So the opposite of b, so positive 7, because it's the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared, minus 4 times 8 times 1, divided by 2 times 8. So r equals 7, plus or minus 49 minus 32, divided by 16. So r equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 17 divided by 16. And in that case, the 17 inside of the square root doesn't have a perfect square root, and I cannot simplify, so that means that this is the solution, and we're just going to keep it like that. Okay, so again, I'm going to move everything to the right side, so negative n minus 21 equals 0. Right? I don't have a common factor, so now again, a is 4, b is negative 9, and c is negative 21. So m equals opposite of b, so 9 plus or minus the square root of negative 9 squared minus 4 times 4 plus negative 21 divided by 2 times 4. So 9 plus or minus 81 plus 336 divided by 8. And I have that 9 plus or minus 417 divided by 8. And again, 417 does not simplify, so we're just going to keep it right there. Next one. First, I'm going to add 6 on both sides. 6, so 9r squared plus 9r plus 6 equals 0. Now I can divide everything by 3, right? Because I have an equation and they have a common factor of 3. So 3r squared plus 3r plus 2 equals 0. Now I'm going to work with smallest numbers. So a equals 3, b equals 3, c equals 2. So r equals the opposite of b, so negative 3, plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2 divided by 2 times 3. So negative 3 plus or minus 9 minus 24 divided by 6, and negative 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 15 divided by 6. But because I have a negative inside of here, I need to take out the r. So r equals negative 3 plus or minus I square root of 15 divided by 6. This one, again, first of all, I'm going to add 12n on both sides. So 10n squared plus 12n plus 11 equals 0. So a is 10, b is 12, c is 11. So n equals the opposite of b, negative 12, plus or minus 12 squared minus 4 times 10 times 11 divided by 2 times 10. So negative 12 plus or minus the square root of 144 minus 440 divided by 20. So negative 12 plus or minus the square root of negative 296 divided by 20. So 296 is the same as 74 times 4. Right, so I if equal to negative 12 plus or minus the square root negative 4 times 74 divided by 20. So negative 12 plus or minus 2I divided square root of 74 divided by 20. Now, as you can see, all of those numbers has a common factor of 2. So that means that I can simplify it right there. So this is equal to negative 6 plus or minus I square root of 74 divided by 10. And that's it. So n equals that. And that's it for this lesson. May the force be with you.